How's it going, guys? Spencer with Stadia Dispatch giving you another land use and planning video. We are here at the corner of Scottsdale Road and Henkel Way, right off the 101, where behind us is where the proposed land development is for the Coyotes. So the Coyotes are looking at buying, I want to say it was like close to like 90 acres. Correct me in the chat or down below for the specific number, but they're looking at buying land out here and developing it. Of course, anytime you're doing a video like this, people honk, to be expected. But anyways, the Coyotes are looking at buying land back here, and frankly, I see why they're trying to do this, because undeveloped, greenfield, not brownfield development, makes it a little bit easier. However, you still have to get power out there. You have to get sewer, water, internet. All that stuff still has to get out there. It's feasible. It is feasible to build it out here. However, is this the best location for Maricopa County, for the Coyotes? I say no. I'll dive into that. Now, it would be nice to look on the positives, to have an event venue up here, which I could go to, so I don't have to drive to downtown. I don't have to drive to Talking Stick or whatever it just got renamed to, the amphitheater down there off the 10. It would be nice to have an event venue that's just on the north side of town. I live on the north side of town, so hey, less traffic, the better. But on the flip side, how many people are going to come up here for a Coyotes game? Now, they're doing some major construction on the 101. It looks like they might be doing some diamond grinding. So diamond grinding, for those of you guys who don't know, they use like these diamond blades and they smooth the concrete. So they get rid of the asphalt on the top, and it's a very smooth surface. Supposed to last a while via diamond grinding. So they're doing all that work on the 101 right now. So 101 going east is always a pain in the butt. So if I ever have to go to, let's just say, Mesa for a concert down the Nile, RIP Club Red, but I have to go that way. It's always a madhouse. Going north also can be a madhouse. So I guess you can make the same argument for going through downtown, but at least with downtown, you can at least have more attendance than you would if you built up here. Because the people who live in Chandler, maybe, I mean, it's, yeah, okay, take the 101 up, fine, maybe a half hour, 45-minute drive with traffic. Sure, that could work. But if you're in Buckeye, where do you want to go? You want to go straight on the 10 to downtown. You don't want to go to the 10, to the 17, to the 101, or 51 to the 101. It's a little bit longer of a drive, so for fans that are on the other side of town, you're kind of isolating them. You know, they really have to plan their day if they want to go to a game, which I get. People do it. But you want to make the location central. And what Phoenix really needs, and I just talked about this in my last video, talking about the A's and the proposed, not the A's, sorry, the Diamondbacks and the proposed stadium renderings there. You want a ballpark village. You need a ballpark village where all these event venues are all in one spot. Now, granted, if they were happening at the same time, yes, it would be very bad in terms of getting in and out of downtown. You can alleviate that by more parking. You can alleviate that by, obviously, the light rail. Because I can tell you right now, Scottsdale residents, they're not going to pay for a multi-billion-dollar light rail expansion to come up this way. I know the county, through the Maricopa Association of Governments, or whatever the acronym is, they do want to expand light rail service and all that. But would the city of Scottsdale pay for that? Probably not, right? You would almost need a commuter light rail that goes up to any new development. And that gets into the city planning topics of, okay, now you have to get that approved. A lot more money is involved if you're going to do something like that. Who's going to pay for it? The developer or the taxpayers? The developer going to pay for part of it? You know, it's just a lot of money, which they don't want. I'm going to tell you right now, they don't want to spend on that. Now, it would be cool for them to build out, like if you're a landowner, right? Coyotes want to buy the land. Oh, look, now I can build these new MDUs here. I mean, right in front of me, there's brand new MDUs going up, all right? Multi-dwelling units, for you guys that don't know the lingo. Those are apartments, condos, mixed use, commercial and residential. You guys get the drift. So, you know, it's just one of those things where I just, it's cool as it would be to develop a ballpark type village up here. It's not the right location, and it's just going to end up the same as Glendale. Because, I mean, I got here 6 years ago, a little over 6 years ago. I moved out to Phoenix. I always thought the Glendale Stadium for, well, it was the Coyotes in the arena there for a while. And then you have, obviously, the Cardinals who still play out there. First time actually going to the Cardinals Stadium was actually to go see Metallica. First and probably only time I'd be in there is for a concert. I don't follow the NFL much anymore because the Chargers were dead to me. NFL is dead to me because of all that. If you guys know my history, I've explained it a few times on this channel. You know why. But I understand City of Glendale gave them free land. So that's where they built the stadium. If they can make it work there, great. I can imagine people from the east side of town going over to Cardinal Stadium. Not always the best, right, traffic-wise. So that's why I say you got to have a downtown location, central for everyone. You have light rail that's already there, so that will alleviate some of the, traffic that's going into the facility. People who can take the light rail and do like using light rail, which I don't. I prefer my car. But those people will take the light rail into the venue. So easy as that. And then obviously you just have ample parking downtown, and you have it in downtown. Now, currently, the City of Phoenix owns the Suns Arena, which is a Footprint Center. I believe it's the Suns who are the ones that are marketing that venue right now. So if I remember the contract, that's kind of the brief synopsis of it. So you have that going, which is great. That venue is pretty old though. I mean, it's pretty dated even with the renovations. And I was just in there for Tool not too long ago. Cool seeing the show there, but it is an older facility. So what could they do? You have land that the state owns and the city owns, which is directly next to Chase Field. You could easily take that land. It's right across the street from that bridge. I think the better location for an arena would be right there, right on the opposite side of Chase Field. I believe that would have enough acreage. So if you took the existing footprint of Footprint Center, move that over to those parcels over there, you would have enough space. I mean, if you were to demolish Footprint and rebuild it and do a new stadium there, that would also be an option. But then you're talking, okay, where do the Suns play while that facility is being redeveloped? And a lot of people in the comments are saying, because I've talked in a couple different videos on this, we commented on some other people's videos like Brody Brazil over in the Bay Area. A lot of people are saying, well, why not just have a venue where both the Suns and the Coyotes can play? And the reasoning behind that was due to basically a dispute with the last Suns owner where he didn't want to share the stadium with the Coyotes. So if you get a city-owned venue that could have both, great. You know, you have one giant arena to rule them all, and you get money all year round for events. Great. You know, that would probably be better. Yeah, cost savings to the taxpayer. But if you have to build a new stadium, if the Coyotes owner just says, hey, I want to put money down for a new stadium, they don't win the bid here, where are they going? Downtown. That's the most logical facility for them. I didn't think the Tempe design was a good idea just due to traffic in that area. I mean, Rio Salada Parkway is kind of a nightmare, right? And then you want to put an arena there and have traffic ingress and egress going through all those streets over there, getting onto the 202. Nightmare. I mean, they're going to argue, oh, the light rail, it could have worked, yada, yada, yada. It was not a good spot for it. I think along the bayfront there where that old landfill is, they have much better options for renovation. Hell, they could put in a big park there, and that would be a better option. Bring back the golf course. I guess there was a golf course years ago. At least that's what one of my friends told me who's a local. You know, they could do something like that, right? and it would be a better use of the land, in my opinion. Or put some like low end, like you can't put high-rise apartments there because of the flight path into Sky Harbor, but there's a lot better options for along the bayfront there. Or when I say bayfront, the riverfront, lakefront. You guys get the drift. I mean, the dam is further east of where they had proposed that site originally. So, end of the day, I mean, comment below, guys. Let me know what area you think is best. Should they build a facility back here off the 101 in North Phoenix, Scottsdale boundary? Should they build it downtown? Should they just suck it up and go back to Glendale and apologize to the city there over that? Or should they share with the Suns? Should there be some type of renovation or a new stadium that's built that both the Suns and the Coyotes could play at? You know, plenty of options. It's going to boil down to money. And a lot of people say, you know, it's going to take a public referendum. Not necessarily. If they buy the land and it goes through whatever that private sale is, it's just the permitting process. It's just the engineering process. I mean, they still have to go. I mean, if you build something here, which is greenfield, or you build something brownfield, you still have to go through permits. You still have to go through all the utility work. There's still everything that's involved in constructing the new facility. So, yes, this may be a little bit easier over here with greenfield because you have a blank footprint to build whatever you want. But also building in a brownfield area, which is known, which has the capacity to support your needs, can get more people there through multimodal means. And let's not even forget, they're trying to bring Amtrak back to Phoenix. So instead of the old Amtrak station, which I believe is now owned by one of the carriers, they bought that out. By carriers, I mean your cell phone, right? They have that as one of their, I think, server facilities now. There's a news article about that, how I think it was Sprint that bought it out, and they were using that old facility as a data center. So let's just say they don't renovate the old Amtrak station. Well, what makes logical sense? You could put a new station right there, just east of Chase, and right next to where the new arena would go. Seems logical to me. And like I mentioned in my previous video with the Diamondbacks, you know, we're going to see, we're probably going to see some renderings that come up with that, right? And maybe the reason why the Diamondbacks are holding off on what they've proposed is because they know what's going on with the land use stuff behind me. And if, like I said, I guess best or worst case scenario, how you consider it, if they say, hey, this site out here just got bought out by one of these developers over here. So we got bought out. We didn't win the bid. We're SOL. Whatever. Now that forces them back to downtown. That forces them to Glendale. That forces the Coyotes to these different facilities. So again, we'll see what happens. I think downtown's the best location. You have multimodal transit options down there. You can drive, you can take the light rail, you can technically fly in and then jump on the light rail. If the Amtrak station gets built, there you go. You have that opportunity. Now, more bang for your buck. Definitely, like I mentioned earlier, the Coyotes owner would make a lot more money off this property up here because he could build his own like ballpark or arena village around there, which is great. But frankly, guys, I'm more keen in seeing renovations to downtown Phoenix, where downtown Phoenix is the sports and sports convention center entertainment district, right? Because downtown Phoenix doesn't really have any flavor right now. It's not like a downtown San Diego with Petco Park and Ballpark Village and then Gaslamp. We don't really have that here in Arizona. I mean, people might say, oh yeah, there's these bars that open up around game time. We go down here and we have a good time. Yeah, but besides that, what do you go to downtown for? To work, unless you live there. To go to one of the government buildings, you go to court, you go down to the state capitol. But what is the flavor of downtown Phoenix? It should be our sports and entertainment district down there. Sports, convention, and entertainment district. That's what we need for downtown Phoenix. That's where I'll stand because, as you guys know, I have experience in this. And I think that's the best overall for most bang for your buck. And again, if they were to link the facilities, imagine you could have all these facilities linked with some convention center redevelopment, and you could just take a sky bridge over, and now you go into the arena, right? Now that venue is all in one, right? One giant multimodal, multi-use facility, right? I say multimodal, multi-use facility. So a lot of options with downtown that I think are more beneficial for taxpayer money than something like this. But we'll see. It's going to be a couple weeks, I think, to a couple months before we're actually going to know who buys out this land, who's the winner of the bid. So we'll see. I'm going to reach out to the Coyotes and get their 2 cents on all this as well, to see why you're looking at this site. Why aren't you looking at downtown? Why aren't you going to build a new arena downtown? Why don't you guys help with, the whole ballpark village in downtown? So those are a few of the questions I'll ask. But I'm going on a rant about all this, but it will be interesting to see what is developed out here. Again, we are at the corner of Henkel Way and, oh God, I can't see that because the sun's in my eyes now, and Scottsdale Road. So Henkel Way and Scottsdale Road. This is the approximate location of where the new stadium is going to be built. But again, guys, like, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff. I'll catch you on the next video, and we're going to have some content here for land use and planning, which is kind of my forte. So look for that in the future. All right, guys, again, like, share, subscribe. Catch you on the next video.